When drawing out pieces like these gorget plates, I want to use up as many scraps as I can. This is my chance to do it. So, for example, the plume holder, I could easily fit it on just another piece like this. Yep, I can get one out of here. I'm going to mark them. Okay, so the last two pieces we'll do out of a larger piece here. Okay, so now we can go cut them out. Well, there's not a lot of forming for these plates. This is for the gorget front of the bever parts here. So I'm just going to be bending it over a large bar, just by hand, like this. The whole idea is to try to conform it to the same curve as the bever, like that. So, as usual, I'm just going to bolt it together temporarily. So I'm going to drill a hole, going to mark it, drill a hole on one side, and then make sure it conforms properly, and temporarily bolt it on, and then add the second plate. Make sure that they conform together too, like that. So again, I gotta make sure this fits at the back of the helmet like that. And mark one side, drill it out, and then temporarily bolt it together. For the front neck guard and the back collar piece, it isn't necessary to have the other parts. All we really need is the helmet top and the bever to make sure all these parts fit. So let's go with the bever part first. What I did was, I've already drilled out the holes and just to speed things up. But yeah, first I marked the first part, the first lane, and then I'm temporarily bolting it on, and then that way I can mark the other parts to it. So I kind of do them in a specific order. Got the front ready to go, and then I do the back. Like basically, I do the first parts first. This part is going to be actually fixed, riveted onto the actual helmet, and then the other ones are going to be more loose, so it'll articulate a little bit. So what I did was bolted the bever and the helmet top together. That way I can line them up, make sure everything's working good. So, yeah, as you can see, everything lined up there. And then this collar, you know, the back collar piece and the front neck guard, they're basically very similar in height and width. So it's the next plate that's going to determine, you know, how far apart they're going to be. So this is going to articulate a little bit. Historically, a lot of the times they would have leather in them, just like tassets. But this is a display version, so we're not really too concerned about that. I mean, it's wearable and everything. Yeah, this is going to articulate a little bit like that. And we're basically eyeing it up. You can measure it if you want to. It's about 3/4 of an inch from the top there. Same here. You want it to be kind of even all the way around. So when I marked the gorget part, front neck guard, I wanted to make sure that these match. So I marked it like right here, as you can see. Make sure that they line up, which is ends up being about the same gap here. It's like about 3/4 of an inch anyway. So yeah, I marked that and drilled it out. That's why I'm not too concerned about rolling the edge until we're completely finished, because if it's a little bit uneven, we'll cut everything off at the end here. But so far, this pattern's working out pretty good. So, I mean, the way I designed the pattern, too, if you notice these rivets here, they're further out on the end, whereas there's a gap here, and that's because there's going to be an overlap, and I know that. So it's like I want to make sure that, you know, it'll be able to get tighter or looser, but I need that extra space because of the overlap. So yeah, as you can see, it's looking really good. So now, well, we can shorten it or whatever we want, but we want to make sure that these are pretty equal. That way we know I don't have to cut anything off now. So I could take these off, roll and rope them, and give it a drop ledge, and mark holes for the rivets, and basically do a final, not complete final, but basically a good cleanup on them, and then attach them. And then we can go on from there and work on the visor and the ventail. Okay, so now we're going to roll the edges here and do a drop ledge as well. So as usual, I'm going to go do 2 passes. So I'm just going to go through lightly first. And slowly. Trying to be careful. Just about went off. Kind of went off a little bit there, but I could fix it on the second pass. I also marked where I'm going to be drilling out the holes for the rivets too while I'm at it. So this is going to be the final pass. It's a little too much. Back it off. Gotta make it even there. So now I'm going to try to fix my mistakes a little bit and pull it back on track. Right there. Okay, it's looking good. I'm going to change the bit out and do the drop ledge before I rope it. That. So use this as my reference, so I know they're going to line up. As you can see, I'm using my finger as a guide along the edge. You gotta make sure it's not sharp, otherwise you cut yourself. That's happened to me before. So, okay, now we're gonna do the drop ledge. And I'm just gonna do one pass. Just hopefully it's deep enough. It should be. Double check. Yeah, looks decent. You gotta really hold on tight because it wants to flip it over. Okay, so now we're gonna go rope this, rope it, drill these holes out. Okay, I'm shooting from this angle, so I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. And my roping chisel here. Just one at a time. Same thing. Go all the way through. Here. Okay, so now we're going to put the decorative rivets in all the way around the edge of this is a gorget plate, and then the collar plate too. So we got to make them super short. So we cut them off. Got my rivet set. You know, because sometimes, you know, you can look at it like it's a tedious job, but this just like becomes more like muscle memory, or just it's like there's no big effort in it. So it becomes sort of therapeutic in some ways because you feel like you're accomplishing something. It's not really difficult. It's kind of repetitive. But it's always satisfying in the end when you finally finish the project. And you have to go through all this process. Yeah, so this is the back. And this is our final chance cleanup too, so it's like there's some sort of scarring or something you want to clean up. Now's your chance. I'll be giving it kind of a nice buffing once it's all together. But okay, so now I do the longer rivets with a washer because we want a little bit of movement. We want to pivot. It's not like slotted. Sometimes I've done slotted ones here too, but it's more just to pivot. So we don't want it to be fixed. No, we want it loose. Washer. Barely enough movement there, but enough to give it something. So as you can see, I'll probably just bolt it on for now and make sure everything's lining up properly again. But either way, it'll be a commitment to do a fixed rivet like that. I could probably take it apart to do that as well. So yeah, we're at that stage. We're almost finished this helmet. I almost forgot. There's another piece that I haven't made yet. I was going to show you guys. This is a simple plume holder, so I'm just going to show you how to make a simple plume holder. So here we go. Yes, we sanded it and it's all ready to go. And what I generally do is I got like a bar or something. In this case, I'll just use this one here. But basically, yeah, I'm going to crease it like that. Start to curve it. Before I go too far, I'm going to kick these arms back. I've got kind of a elongated pair of old pliers that I custom made. That. Could probably just do it with regular pliers too. But yeah, just I'm going to kick those out before I go too far. And then do it again. And then, I mean, there's lots of different ways of doing it, so you don't have to do it my way. But just I found this is quick and easy. I've got a pair of channel locks here, so you just sort of bend it around. Trying to show you how I do it here. But yeah, just kind of crimp it around. So I'm not sure if you can see, but yeah, this particular punch that I use for the bar, it's got a slight taper to it, which I kind of want for the plume holder anyway. But it also helps it so that, you know, it won't get jammed in there. Then I do it, channel looks a little bit more here. We get that pivot point. Like roll the edges on it or something. Sort of really make it decorative, but the whole idea is it's for the back of the helmet to have the plume. So we're going to be riveting it right about there. So we'll probably end up kicking this back a little bit too. So it's almost ready to attach onto there. So I think all the pieces are done. Now it's about just sort of assembling everything.